All right, everybody, welcome back to JB's College Hockey Gambling Show. I think we're in week 10 now, boys. And does that sound right?
Yep.
JB, how come you're not winning right now? Week 10, you think you'd got it figured out by now. It's your show.
I'm crawling back to first place.
Like a little
Slowly
frog,
getting there.
little salamander, JB, crawling. I don't know. Who had the best week last week, JB?
You did, by one game.
Oh, how much am I in the lead by?
You're in the lead by 2 games.
Oh, god damn. Hell yeah, I'll take that. We'll take that. Quaze, how are you feeling over there?
Pretty good. Well, if I didn't have to miss a week, I think I'd be in first.
Yeah, Ethan, he did not do you justice that week. You were in first place that week, and now you're back, what, 2 or 3 spots? Is it 3?
Yeah, I think so.
Not ideal there. Ethan did you dirty. I think he did pretty good, though, the first time he came on the show. I mean,
yeah, that was luck.
Well, he was filling in for JB. JB probably had some weird shit going on. I don't know what the hell he had going on there, but this week we got 4 great games coming at you. JB, should we get into it? Should we just dive right in?
Let's get into it.
Okay, first, we have a Big Ten matchup with the Minnesota Golden Gophers heading to Ohio State. Minnesota -1.5, over-under set at 6. So this is our one Big Ten matchup. I will say we have a lot of similar conference coming up in the next 3 picks, okay? I don't know, Quiz, would you say Minnesota's coming off a good or bad week and splitting with Penn State? What do you think there?
Bad.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I was going to say, too. And Ohio got swept by Wisconsin. So both these teams not coming off the greatest weekends. And JB loves his streaks. Within the last 14 games here, Minnesota has won 12 out of the 14 versus Ohio. Home and away, doesn't matter where they are, just absolute domination. And to be fair, I feel like Ohio State has been better in the past years than this year. Is that not true, Quays? I feel like this year they're absolutely worse.
Yeah, I think they've made the tournament like 2 out of 3 years we've been doing this.
Yeah.
And this year they're not looking good.
So I don't know what happens when Minnesota comes to town or wherever they play, but not good for the Buckeyes. And I will say, here's some statistics here. Minnesota has a top, I believe they're 15 in the nation scoring offense, 3.38 goals per game. This over/under set at 6. JB, what are you looking at here?
You know, I'm gonna ride with this little streak that's going on. I'm taking the Gophers money line. But I think I'm going to take the under 6 for this game. Looking back at like Ohio State's games that they've played, there's not too many goals that are scored. Like 2-2, 1-4. It's not beating the over 6 on that. I think that's why I'm riding the under for this game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to take Minnesota -1.5. I think they'll be able to get out to a pretty good lead against the Buckeyes. I think Justin Close is going to have a great game as well, probably a great series. So I'm also going to take the under. I was thinking, maybe like a 4-1, maybe a 4-0 shutout for the Gophers Friday. I don't know. I don't see Ohio getting their act together. I mean, they haven't really all season. It's going to be tough for them against Minnesota. They haven't really shown they can put that stuff together.
Yeah, I'm going to ride with Minnesota as well. I'm going to go Minnesota money line, and I'm also going to go with the over 6. I looked at their scores, and 8 out of their 15 games would hit the over 6 goals or push. So yeah, and they're playing Minnesota, so they usually score quite a few goals.
True. That's very true. Okay, next we head to the NCHC with St. Cloud State heading to Omaha, a little Baxter Arena action. St. Cloud -1.5, over under kind of a low 5.5 here. I don't know. I mean, I guess we saw St. Cloud have some low-scoring games against Michigan this last week. Although, kind of what? It was 3-3. I mean, that was 6. Although, I mean, Omaha and Duluth, I guess, they had a 1-goal game on Saturday night. So, I don't know. Maybe that explains it. Omaha has had the better of the Huskies recently. In the last 5 games, they have won 4. But the last 4 games have been at home, so home field advantage, maybe. I don't know. Before that, the Huskies had a 10-game winning streak spanning 4 years. I believe it was like 2016 to 2020. It's kind of crazy. I mean, that's a long ass time ago. Looking back, I swear to God, 2019 was like yesterday. It doesn't feel like that, man.
Yeah, kind of.
Time flies, time flies. But man, I don't know. Can we go against the Huskies? I mean, they still feel like. I mean, they had a week off here. They last battled Michigan. They kind of split. They won the shootout. I feel like a good series for the Huskies. And before that, I mean, they were 6-0 in conference. But Omaha, I mean, they got the kind of a split in Duluth with that overtime victory, and they split in Denver. So is this a frisky team here too, Quiz? What do we think?
No, not really.
Okay.
I don't think Omaha's that good. They're currently 3-3 in NCHC play. And other than that, they really haven't played too many good teams at all. They've played Niagara, Ohio State, Long Island, Augustana, and Duluth. So Duluth is, don't get me started on Duluth. So St. Cloud had some great luck playing in Omaha during the bubble, and I think they're gonna play like that this weekend. I'm gonna go St. Cloud money line, and I'm gonna go with the under. I don't think either team has crazy goal scoring, so I'll go the under 5.5.
JB?
I think the boys are going to still be buzzing. Week off, 2 weeks off since their last NCHC game. I think they're going to keep that undefeated streak rolling. I'm taking St. Cloud money line, and I feel like this game could have 6-7 goals. So I'm taking the over 5.5 for this game.
You see, I'm leaning back now because I'm really been thinking about this one. I'm not thinking about St. Cloud money line. I'm going to hammer that, but this over underline, man, it really depends for me what jerseys the Mavs roll out, and if it's the grays, I could see an over hitting. If it's the whites, the home whites, I think it's going to be a 2-1, 3-1 game.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, ooh, man, it's just 5.5 goals. You know what I mean? I'm gonna rock the over. I think it's this was a game time decision for me. I didn't even have this pick written down. I kind of wanted to wait what you guys were gonna say, but man, I don't know. It's just I feel like Baxter Arena games don't get that crazy.
No,
You know what I
nobody
mean?
cares about Omaha hockey.
No. So I mean, unless you're in Omaha, what else you got to do? I guess. But I'm gonna take the over on that one. There it is. Boom. Pick's done. Wait, JB, did we have the exact same pick set? SCSU money line and the over?
Yep.
Okay. Interesting. Next, we stay in the NCHC with Colorado College going to North Dakota. Interesting line here. This is why we picked it. UND minus 2.5. The over-under again here kind of set lower at 5.5. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this is the largest spread we've seen this season, correct?
Probably.
I believe it is. I don't think we've seen a 2.5 yet. A fun fact, CC hasn't won a game in North Dakota since 2018.
That's tough.
So we're going back 5-6 years right now. I mean, it's already 2020. It's almost 2024. So, I mean, basically 6 years at this point. And in that span, since 2018, their last win in North Dakota, UND is 17-1 versus the Tigers. So they've lost one game, won 17 in that time. But Quays, again, UND number 1 in the nation this week, and we've seen a curse. Is that not true?
No, that's true.
So is
number one
that going
teams,
to hamper them?
whenever it never works. Never stays good to be number one. I guess I can start her off here. I do think UND is going to win this first game, so I'll go UND money line. I'm going to also go with the over 5.5. I really don't like that minus 2.5 line. Even though it's against Colorado College and they're in North Dakota, they have had plenty of close games against mediocre teams like Bemidji. They only beat Miami by 2 goals one night. They tied against Mankato. They had a 1-goal game or 2-goal game against Wisconsin. So, I mean, they're not that crazy overpowered.
Yeah, and I do feel bad too because, like you said, I mean, North Dakota sometimes they can play down to their opponents a little bit, and it's the streak. It's the number 1 streak. I mean, they can't sweep a series if you're number 1. But I am going to take UND money line. I'm also going to take the over 5.5. Simply, I think North Dakota could maybe do it by themselves. They have the 7th best scoring offense in the nation, as well as CC on the other side having a bottom, basically 15 penalty kill. So if they're giving North Dakota any chance on the power play, I feel like North Dakota is gonna take it to their best efforts there and probably put a few in there. JB.
Well, since you two got the same picks,
Oh.
I think this might be the lock of the week. First one we've had in a long time. I'm also taking Nodak money line, and I'm also taking the over 5.5 for this game. I think I already think that North Dakota is going to win this game. It just I can't tell off their previous games if this is going to be a bait over at 5.5, but I'm going to ride with this over.
See, I feel like instead of a bait, it might be a bait spread. Like Quiz was mentioned, I mean, they've had a lot of close games that really probably shouldn't have been that close. I don't know why they're going 2.5 here. I kind of find that a little crazy, actually. I mean, CC's obviously not is having a great year like they kind of were last year. You know, they were third in the conference heading into the Christmas break, I think. Obviously, they're not there this year, but I don't know. It's not anybody can win any given weekend, any given night, right? But our last game of the week, we stay in the NCHC. Is there only 3? Did we take all the NCHC games this weekend? How many are there? There is 4. We got Minnesota and Miami. Wow, what a great one.
There's no Hockey East this week. That's probably why.
I was gonna say that. I was looking through. I see there's Maine and Union play tonight as we're recording this on Wednesday. What? But yeah, I don't know what's up with that. I mean, could have taken some more Big Ten, but could have taken no. Actually, I think in the obviously shout out DraftKings for no reason. There was only a good 5-6 games to pick from. So that's not on us. That's on them.
Well, it's probably because there's 7 games between the NCHC and the Big Ten. Is there ever any CCHA on DraftKings?
I think there is.
Oh,
not too often.
I feel like we've seen like Michigan's in there before, the Techs or Northerns.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, no, it's a lot of NCHC, Big Ten, Hockey East for sure, which you can probably tell that's what we pick every weekend. But Denver at Western, Denver -1.5, over under set at 7. Boom. So we go from a huge spread to a huge overline, JB. You know what? Here, I'll give you some stats, great JB, because this is important. Denver, #1 scoring team in the nation, averaging over 5 goals a game. I believe it's like 5.3 goals a game. How about that? They have 2 of the top 4 scorers in the country. They got Rizzo, Devine. Both of them are plucking in goals last weekend versus North Dakota like it was nothing, even though they lost 7-5. Losers. Come on, can't let it all out once. It's whatever. Okay. However, I mean, Western is also a top 10 scoring offense. So, guys, can they get to the 7 mark, or is it going to stay under this week?
I think it'll get to the 7 mark.
Oh.
I could easily see Denver winning this game by 2 goals. I'm still not very high on Western. They still haven't played any good teams. Let's look at their schedule quick. They played Lindenwood, St. Lawrence, Colorado College, St. Cloud, Omaha, Bowling Green, Ferris State. So the only decent teams they've played is Omaha and St. Cloud.
Yeah, and how'd that go?
Mouse.
3-1, or they're 1-3 against them, I believe.
Yep, 1-3 in decent games. Or decent teams.
Tough look. JB. Wait, did you make your picks? No, you just
they have such an easy schedule.
Who does, Western?
Yeah. After they play Denver, they play fucking Lindenwood again in the beginning of January.
I wonder what they're at in the pairwise.
Why do they play him 4 times? That's fucking dumb.
Where is Lindenwood? I don't even know. Maybe shout out me for being a ball head, but I don't even know where Lindenwood is.
Lindenwood.
Is it close?
I
feel like it's like New York somewhere.
Yeah. I feel like whenever we don't know where a school is, we just say New York.
I mean, half the time. It's in Missouri. It's in Missouri. Wow. Why wouldn't they play like
know there was college hockey in Missouri.
Why wouldn't they play Omaha 4 times? Why are we sending them to Western?
I hope they lose one of those games because Lindenwood is 59 in the pairwise.
That would be funny. Okay, I'll get my picks rolling here first, I believe. So, Denver 1-1 in the last 9 games versus Western, which is actually kind of crazy. I mean, we've seen in the last couple of years, Western's had some really good teams. I mean, they made the tournament for the first time ever. What was that, 2 years ago, I believe? Because they didn't make it this year. That was 2 years ago. They won their first. I think who did they beat? It was like Harvard. No, Mankato beat Harvard. Never mind. No, who cares? So kind of shocking that Denver's actually been able to put them down that much. And I feel like I was looking at some of the scores. Denver can usually pull it off by 2. I'm taking the -1.5. I'm laying the line. I'm also taking the over. It's just there's so much offense in this game. I feel like, especially leaning Denver's way, it's hard not to. And I'm thinking things are just going to get absolutely rowdy in Lawson on Friday. So, guys, what are we putting down here?
Denver money line, and I'll go with the over.
Okay. Boom.
I'm also going with Denver money line and the over for this game.
Okay. That could have been another auto lock. I took the points instead.
Denver win is an auto lock.
I guess so. That's what it's looking like. How much? Who knows? Okay, boys. Final words.
To make some money this weekend, hit that like button and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Caw-caw! That was a bad one.
Yeah.